Okay, y'all. Welcome back to another tier list ranking video. It's been a while since I ranked the KOF one. First, thank you for all the support on my KOF ranking video. It has 60 likes. Holy shit! Which is more than 50. Okay, so we're back with another, but this time I got 3 of my friends to rank this thing with me, so let's get started.
This is a certified hood classic.
So same thing as the last time, S being the best and D being the worst. So if you don't like this video, fuck you.
Alright, Astelanes. Before we get into his details, you guys might think that I'll be glazing Keyser a little bit too much, but listen, I'm not glazing him. Enough. At first glance, there isn't anything special going on with Astelanes, besides his effects, dramatic zooming, and crazy combos. What stands out the most for me is the ability to summon Momoko to hold the enemy down and proceed to beat the shit out of them. And all of this super and hypers are insanely impactful and cinematic. Like I'm watching Soul of the Mark. You guys should watch it, by the way, it's really cool. I'ma put Astelanes on motherfucking A tier, baby. Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is King Justice, or KOJ for short. Let's begin ranking, starting with Shen. This character is pretty boring. She's just a Sylvie edit with blue flames. There is some originality here and there, but it is not good enough. The only thing I like about her is her voice and her sprites, which Keyser isn't using well enough, especially because she has a new name. She isn't Blue Flame Sylvie, she is Shen, which should put more character and personality into her. Something more appealing, something more unique. I wanted to see Shen, but I saw Blue Flame Sylvie, and to his credit, this is one of his older projects where he was still learning and experimenting with his style. That fact, however, won't change my decision. I am placing her in D tier.
Okay, my turn now. Sasin. Well, he's one of those older characters from Keyser. He isn't too flashy, and he's fun to play. But I feel like he's missing something. Don't get me wrong, he's a good character with good effects, movesets, and all, but it's missing something. Something impactful. He has good movesets, but it's definitely not the best. It's like Sasin is still trying to hold something inside him during his movesets. He doesn't go all out, you know what I'm saying? But overall, it is a good character, and +1 because of his Diavolo reference. So, I can't put him anything higher than a B.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I am a sucker for Shinku, and just like every other K-Dash edit, which is insanely badass, Keyser brought it to the next fucking level. What makes him so enjoyable to watch is his unique mechanic that enhances his supers and hypers, which you can see in the bottom left of the screen. Yes, that number right there. Not only increases the damage, but also adds more animation into it. But unfortunately doesn't apply on his Neo Max though. I don't blame him. Creativity is hard as fuck. With all that being said, I may or may not be a bit biased toward Shinku. So I'ma put him on S tier.
With Asuka YW, there is a clear intention of doing things a bit differently. Her special moves are good, although a bit lacking. One of her specials reminds me of Carlin Blood's lasers. They act pretty similarly. Her level 1 supers are great. Her level 2 supers are good. The first one could have been more interesting. She has more sprites he could have used. The third level 2 was the only move that really felt like a level 2. Onto her maxes, I hate the first one. The move is sloppy, the poses fell off, the ending made it even worse. The second one was better, but not by that much. I really want to like her more, but improvements are very much needed. She felt minimalistic. Also, where was the combo demonstration? Even without it, I can see that her moves would combo just fine, but why not showcase it? It honestly felt like he was tired of the character and wanted to finish her as fast as possible. C tier.
Hi everybody, I am Master Chris. I will be ranking characters that is made by Keyser. Okay, so how do I say his name? Kevenose? Like your nose? Kevenose? Like, you know, Kevenose? The nus that I'm pronouncing is Kevenose is the most medium rare character I have ever seen when it comes to Keyser's characters. He's so decent looking and his moves are mid. It's not that bad, but at the same time it's not that good either, you know what I mean? This character have purple laser powers, purple slashes, and purple teleportation. He also have a transformation, if you can even call it that. When it comes to how enjoyable he is to watch, he's just mid. That's the best way I can describe it to you. I'm going to place him on B tier since he's mid.
Hello everyone, I'm Aizen and I'm here to rank exactly 2 edits. I'm going to be ranking Glaunes and Kyo Last because I have exams and I can't really rank the rest of them. So let's get straight into that. Alright, the first character I'm ranking is Glaunes. If you don't know who he is an Iori edit by Keyser, but in a completely different aesthetic style. He uses low resolution effects from the classic SNK games and such, and without a doubt he to me is S tier. He is the one character that I would absolutely like to play with. Unfortunately he is private, so we can't do much about that. Why is he S tier? Just look at him. He's got the low resolution CQ FM effects, but with Keyser's playstyle, what else could you want? Maybe not an Iori edit because we have way too many of those, but still he is one of the best looking ones I've seen from him. The only other character that I think is on par with him is probably Belial, but that's not by Keyser, it's I think it's by his disciples or something. I have no idea, but yeah, S tier for sure.
Okay, next up we have Kyo Impact. Fuck you, Dimensity. Know this, I am a slut for Iori edits. Whenever I see them, my 207 vote pops up. But I do have standards. Dimensity is a really good Keyser edit. I can feel every move, every impact on each and every move he does. He has 9 combos, I can't take my eyes off him. You have bad taste if you dislike this guy. Fucking A.
Sasin-Neo, a Rugus edit. I don't know if he is an upgraded version of the Sasin that we have already talked about, or a whole different character, but he is so amusing to watch, especially when I pair him up with Constantine, which we'll talk about him later. Firstly, he has some special interactions with other characters. Secondly, JoJo's reference. And finally, my favorite part about him is he's not an overpowered character. Every move from him is slow paced and telegraphed, not too flashy and extremely powerful. I will put him comfortably at B tier.
I absolutely adore the Angela sprite Aphrodite is using, so I am a little biased. The not so subtle wind sprite kinda ruins it for me. And before anyone says it, I know Angela uses wind sprites, but Keyser, knowing this, still decided to go through with it instead of just making a wind edit. Maybe the commission was super specific? She is mixing wind and lightning power for that iconic Angela effect while also using a bit of her voice. To add to that, Aphrodite has major Final Jonico vibes. Their palette looks similar and they both have purple effects. Her specials look pretty nice. Compared to Asuka YW, there is a clear noticeable difference in terms of effort put into the characters. For example, she has a total of 7 level 2 supers while Asuka only has 3. Because she has so many moves, when the video goes to her maxes, she was reusing the same sprites over and over again. It really put a bad taste in my mouth. The moves weren't bad per se, but they felt recycled and overdone. My favorites were 2 level 4 moves that had great openings. Then he ruined the executions. B tier is the best I can do for her.
Ussel. Ussel as in a cell phone. You suck. I mean Ussel. Ussel as in jail cell. You know. Ussel is one of the most coolest EOD edits I have seen in a while. Extra points for his JoJo move references. His moves look really nice and he's really well made. He would have been much better if he had different voice lines instead of using EODs, but he does have some new voice lines, so that's nice. When it comes to how enjoyable he is to watch, he is pretty good, so yeah. What I really like about this character is his palette. His palette is the best EOD palette I have ever seen in my entire life. That being said, I'm going to place him on A tier. A stands for amazing.
William Keyser. Man, what can I even say? This character is really... Fuck you, bitch. He fucking sucks. But he doesn't suck at fucking things up. Some of his moves are okay, but most are dog shit. I know that this is an old character, but those Neo Max though, building things up and then end it with a disappointing move. This guy doesn't stand out at all. At all. Might even be forgotten. But at least he's not the worst char there is on here. I'm giving him C tier.
I am going to keep this one shorter for Riri. He is totally not holding a gun to my head right now. Ophelia looks incomplete at the moment because of how little of her is shown publicly. She has S written all over her. Blue flames and red eyes, it is hard not to notice. All I've seen on Keyser's channel is clips of her combos in 2 separate videos. Her moves look fun, I don't find them to be particularly eye-catching. On the second video, she got a few changes. Noticeably her voice, some of her specials look more appealing, and she got new hypers. I do however want to see more of her red eye side. The blue flames were taking over most of her moves, which is ruining the purpose of having 2 powers. I need her to be complete so that I can rank her better. For now, she is a C tier.
How the fuck is that shit C tier, Alex? You have a shit tier opinion? Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
I need her to be complete so that I can rank her better.
You don't know what you're talking about. She should be in B tier.
Now this guy, he's quite the chaotic lad, I'd say. Probably because he's one of the Keyser's older edits. I can also say that he's an inspiration of an even older K-Dash edit named Blue. But his voice came from a Japanese show called Kamen Rider, which make him entirely different characters with a whole new personality. And to be honest, the voice fits him perfectly. With a lot of new supers and hypers that you can connect to make many unique combos, shit ton of Neo Max that can be triggered in many ways. But there's one thing that can change my mind from ranking him from a B tier to an A tier. Is a Desperation Neo Max, and I find them insanely badass, man. Yep, definitely nature.
Alexius is astonishing. His moves are astounding most of the times. He has a completely different voice lines in almost all of his moves, unlike Ussel, and most of his supers are eye-catching, unlike Kevenose, who is straight up just mid, in my opinion of course. I wanted to mention a certain super of his that is pretty bad, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt since he's an Ash edit. And I love Ash. Shout out to my fellow Ash edit enjoyers. When it comes to how enjoyable he is to watch, he is very entertaining, and he's also one of my favorite Ash edits. There's nothing much I can say but this. I'm going to place him on A tier. If you're wondering why I didn't place him on S tier even though I have given him a lot of praise, that's because his name is Alexius. A is literally in the name, you dumbass.
Olivia, a worst version of Ophelia. Z. What the... Okay. Now, onwards to one of my favorite characters from Keyser, Robert. Oh boy, he is very smooth. He isn't too flashy, and I can actually feel the hits. But his Neo Max though, they go hard. And thank God Keyser made his robot feels like a robot Gauzia. Keyser mixed his editing style with Robert's fighting style very well. Didn't go too far off, If this robot was a food, I would devour it into my mouth, and I put a lot of things in my mouth. So, he is an S tier, baby. Let's fucking go.
Isabeau YG is a big improvement from Shayu Shen. To start, she seems to be an Isabeau made in Keyser style. The character has originality, and Keyser kept her resemblance to the original. Her name matches her character. She also has some K-inspired moves, which I'm not too fond of. That design choice felt lazy. Almost like he couldn't think of anything else, but I digress. Her moves are great, and I like the exploring he was doing, just for the character. The small change in his style, I really liked the gun desperation moves. It's a pretty fun idea. It doesn't look like she can combo with them though, but would have been pretty cool to see. Speaking of combo, her combo flow was getting interesting. Until the K moves started flooding in. She could have been an A tier without them, she just needed more originality. She is a great character, nonetheless. B tier.
Talking about Blue, Keyser also remaking. The same case with Shinku, and I gotta tell ya man, he never missed. Words cannot describe how good Blue is. For the blind, he is the vision. For the hungry, he is the chef. For the thirsty, he is the water. If Keyser thinks, I agree. If Keyser speak, I am listening. If Keyser has one fan, it's me. If Keyser has no fans, I don't exist at all. So please keep me Shinku and Blue. Please, 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 please. Stay in A tier, but he's slightly higher than Aunthmer.
Constantine. Firstly, that red shaded outline in his palette does not look good. Secondly, his moves is quite dry. Basically, it lacks effects, which makes it feel so depressing.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
If you catch my drift. Just like how Frodo stuffing his blood with no spices as a form of self-torture. Thirdly, I will be placing him on C tier since his name starts with it. C stands for conviction.
Now, for the only Chris edit on here, Chhritos. Chhritos is a very interesting character because he can transform himself twice. He has 3 versions: normal mode, Orochi Chris, and Orochi. And all of them have different movesets. And each and every movesets they have are actually pretty good. I just feel like this is one of the few shards from Keyser that actually stands out. So, I'm gonna go with S tier.
Another clone KOF Mugen style edit from Keyser. This is a banger, and I know bangers. All my friends agree that he's a phenomenal edit. It's fair because the moves are brutal. One downside for me that he has a little too much effects, like explosions, claw effects, duds, all jammed together to create an even bigger explosion. Besides that, there isn't any issue with him, since the concept of Orochi Kyo is old, but Keyser managed to make it fresh. S tier.
Lilith is a good character, but nothing really stands out to me. She just feels like a fancy angel. There is no wow factor to her. She has nice effects and nice moves. Although repetitive, she has great looking combos. Her using Angel's voice and Angel's sprites while having a new name and not bringing anything interesting is just odd. It goes back to what I said about Shayu Shen. Don't try to add personality into a character if you aren't going to do much with it. Yeah, she's a cool version of Angel, but where does Lilith come in? It's okay to want to make an Angel edit that's pretty much just Angel, but don't take her name out of the character. It feels disingenuous. Should have just called her Angel YW or something instead of Lilith, but you do you. Despite that, I still think that she looks good and her moves are well put together. Also, just like Ophelia, she doesn't look like she's complete. Because of that, I would usually rank lower. For Lilith, however, I am betting she's gonna stay good when she's eventually completed. With that said, I am putting her on B tier.
Oh my god. Is that Asuka YW's brother? Wait. Doesn't that mean that her inspiration came from Kyo Burst? You know, the pink flames, the pink powers. Coincidence? I think not. The only thing that is keeping him going is that he's probably the first Kyo edit with pink flames. It's new to me anyway. His Desperation Moves Bright effect that is blue and have a red outline looks pretty bad. I don't know why he kept that. I'm looking at you, Constantine, since you also have it. About him whether or not he's amusing to watch, he's just decent I guess. Same for Constantine. I will be placing him on C tier because Keyser can't see how many times he overuses his effect.
This guy is one of the few characters from Keyser that is not from the King of Fighter. It looks cool. He's small, but he has cape, so what else could you fucking want? Most of his supers, hypers are very good. His Neomax is even better. But let's see one move that is actually pretty similar to the one from Sasin-Neo. I don't know if Keyser just copy and paste his stuff, but both of them looks cool anyway. Jemes is clean. I'm gonna give him an 8/10.
Meleor reminds me of Garnet, not just because of the fact that they are both Kinginess, but also because they both have purple effects. Garnet has lightning powers while Meleor has fire powers, and they coincidentally both have some magical elements present as well. Setting that aside, Meleor is a great character. Unlike Lilith, she has that wow factor to her. Despite pretty much being king with purple flames, she does a bunch of things that set her apart from her original counterpart. I will show you my favorite move as an example. The execution of the ending for this level 2 super looks really nice. Right after that, she cancels into a level 3. The start was a bit questionable, but the end really put everything together. Honestly, one of the most creatively well done moves I've seen from Keyser. Meleor's combos also look great and don't need him to teleport around the enemy to look good. You'd be surprised about how often his characters do that. Of course, there are things here and there I am not a fan of, like the slash and hit sound effect on her kicks. Additionally, the slash effect on one of her level 1 ending, how her last move at the end of the video starts off like a level 1 super when it clearly isn't one, and the weird cross thing he does to the opponent before the end. None of that will really change my ranking. A tier. Well done, Keyser.
Please, Ryan, I just want to see my family.
No.
Samael. What's not to love? Great choice of voice actor, great usage of claw attacks effect that he took from Rugo's kicks. Very creative. Except the fact that the same attacks being overused in like 7 different moves. And there's this hyper where he's pounding the living hell out of them. Gosh, I wish that was me. Overall, I personally would give him a B, but there's too much moves that were overused, so cool at that though. C tier.
The second character I'm ranking is Kyo Last, and oh my god, this character, man. Especially for a Keyser edit, this guy is bad. Like straight to shit tier, which does not exist, so this is a D tier. Bland movesets, nothing really fancy about him except the effects, of course. And I just really dislike his AI in general, so D tier, that's it.
Okay, that is all for this video. This video took a really long time to make, so do subscribe to me and all my friends. Also, happy late new year and have a good one. And also, do not forget 70 likes and there will be another Tierlist video. Thanks.
Alright boys, what we got next?
Yo man, we got the Thomas Jefferson 76s.